It was the oldest black church in Birmingham, and it was fairly large. And so it made sense that meetings would happen there, which would also make it a target.
Before the attack, a federal court order came down mandating the integration of Alabama's school system. The decision by the federal government angered the white supremacists, causing them to make homemade bombs, threatening the black community of Birmingham. The bombing of the 16th Street Baptist Church was the third bombing in 11 days in Birmingham. Due to this, the city was regularly referred to as Bombingham. It was a hot spot for threats and attacks by the Ku Klux Klan, intended to disrupt efforts of black leaders in their fight for equality. The 16th Street Baptist Church was not immune to the threats by the KKK. The group frequently called the church with bomb threats in an attempt to disrupt its regular church activities and scare the parishioners. In early September 1963, the implementation of integrating schools began, which in turn outraged segregationists and fueled the attack on the church by the KKK.
Right after Sunday school, Addie Mae Collins, Carol Robertson, Denise McNair, and Cynthia Wesley are getting ready to go into the choir. Addie Mae's sister Sarah is also in that ladies' lounge. Sarah said the last thing that she remembers is seeing them helping each other tie on sashes, and then it went dark.
It devastated me. It was just so painful to know that these girls were killed at church. They had not done anything to deserve something like that.
That was enough to pull people off the fence. Kids are supposed to be safe at church. This is not supposed to happen in America. We're above this kind of thing. And so this was the catalyst to get some things moving.
After the bombing, thousands of angry black protesters gathered at the scene. When Alabama Governor George Wallace sent police and state troopers to break up the protests, violence broke out across the city. Many protesters were arrested, and 2 young black men were killed by police before the National Guard was called to restore order. Martin Luther King Jr. later spoke in front of 8,000 people at the funeral for the girls and explained the situation, saying,
"These children, unoffending, innocent, and beautiful, were the victims of one of the most vicious and tragic crimes ever perpetrated against humanity. Yet they died nobly. They are the martyred herons of a holy crusade for freedom and human dignity."
He continued by saying,
"The innocent blood of these little girls may well serve as a redemptive force that will bring new light to this dark city. The Holy Scripture says, 'A little child shall lead them.' The death of these little children may lead our whole Southland from the low road of man's inhumanity to man to the high road of peace and brotherhood."
The brutal attack and the deaths of the 4 girls shocked the nation and drew international attention to the violent struggle for civil rights in Birmingham. Outrage over the death of the innocent girls helped build increased support behind the continuing struggle to end segregation, support that would help lead to the passage of both the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965. In retrospect, the bombing's impact was exactly the opposite of what its perpetrators had intended. Like Martin Luther King Jr. said, "The blood of our little children is on your hands." The attacks on Black communities were the fault of all American citizens, both those committing the crimes and those silently standing on the sidelines. No longer would people accept the segregation and hatred geared towards those who have different colored skin. The deaths of Addie Mae Collins, Cynthia Wesley, Carol Robertson, and Denise McNair would not be in vain. They would be remembered by all those fighting in the civil rights movement for years to come.